I was born in Birmingham, Alabama. Grew up there, went to Avondale Grammar School, Ramsey High School, played on the basketball and baseball teams in high school. I wasn't a very good athlete, but I really enjoyed watching it and playing it. I just loved going to football games. My dad started taking me at a young age to see Alabama football, and I became an unbelievably big Alabama football fan. But it was just a fun experience being at Alabama, being a part of a fraternity, just enjoying the social life that goes with it. It was wonderful. After I graduated, I had an opportunity to get a summer job at Redstone Arsenal. It was just a summer job, but after I'd been there about a month, my boss came to me and said, well, I really like you to stay, and if you stay, we would put you in to get the government to pay for your graduate school. I did stay, and they did pay for my graduate school. I went back to Alabama and got an advanced degree, and then also got another BS while I was there. So after I was there and I decided that I didn't want my career to be in that particular job, I took a job in a small company. After I got there, the owners were preoccupied with other things that they were doing. So I just started doing the best I knew how, and the next thing I know, I'd grown the company to about 180 people. The main owner came back and said, great, you've done a wonderful job. Thank you so much. I'm going to make you a vice president and give you 10% ownership. And I thought that was good until I thought about it a little bit, and then said, wait a minute, I really didn't get much for what I did. So after a little while, I left there, went to a company where I owned 45% of the company, and I grew it from virtually nothing to $20 million in sales and $1 million in profit. But me and the 55% owner, we didn't have things in common as to where we wanted to go with the company, and so he bought me out, and that's when I founded Kemmons Corporation.
I had told Walter Batson I met him at a party one night, and I said, Walter, if you ever get involved in another startup, I would like to go to work for you. Well, several months went by, and Walter called me one day, and he said, were you serious about wanting to work for me? I said, absolutely, and the sooner the better. And he said, well, let's meet over lunch and talk about it. And so we met over lunch, and he said, now there's one little hitch. He said, I hate to start a company with a lot of debt. Do you think you'd be willing to work for no salary for a period of time till we got a contract or two, and I would make it up to you eventually, but I just don't want to start a company out in debt. And I said, I'd have to go talk to Margot, my wife, about that. And so that night I presented the story to Margot, and she said, there's one man in the whole world I would do that for, and it's Walter Batson.
And together we grew the company up to $585 million at one point.
He really had a good plan for what he wanted to do. He wanted to have the best of Canberra. He wanted us to have the best accounting systems, the best benefits, and all this stuff. And he wanted us, to do business with a large company, we had to act like a large company.
The scouting program was a big part of my life early on. Got elected senior patrol leader at 13, where I was in charge of other scouts who were older than me. That was a leadership lesson that I was taught, and that leadership made all the difference in the world. As I grew and learned to try to run a company, I'd learned a lot of leadership skills from the scouts.
When he started Camber, I was, a senior in high school, so most of my siblings were already in college and through college. So when he got super busy, we were already grown. In younger years, he was our coach, did swim meets, he was always at all of our sporting events. So he really got busy there toward the end. I didn't fully appreciate what he was doing until I got grown, went into the business, and realized how incredibly hard it is.
My wife has been the rock of us for the whole period of the growth. If you think about it, I was traveling a lot, I was working long hours, and we had 5 kids. That's a real challenge for my wife to keep it going, and she made it all happen, and I couldn't have grown the company without her help.
Family is everything to my dad. I mean, he's so hospitable to everybody and always wants the family around. We're always together. He makes all of us feel important, wanted us all to be successful. It's just he's been the rock of this family.
I think Camber, because it was located in Alabama, it brought recognition to this state that we were not dependent on companies that were formed in other states and bring good people to Huntsville as opposed to having them leave Huntsville to find employment.
He really helped bring up a generation of business leaders in Huntsville that went on to become leaders in other companies. He kind of helped raise the bar of the business community, especially the small business community, a thriving community, and of course it spills out all over the state.
I believe my dad deserves this award because he has worked really hard to grow a company that is headquartered in Alabama. He's mentored countless employees and managers. He's just a great role model.
First, it's very humbling. When you read the list of people and what they've accomplished, I'm not sure I compare with what they've accomplished. So it's a big, big honor to be a part of this Alabama Business Hall of Fame.